What is up, guys? We are back to playing some League of Legends. I actually got a couple of videos up, but having problems uploading them and whatnot. So right now we're gonna take a look at some masteries and changes. This will be typically for Amumu. My record's not that good, but let's see what we got here. So here's my Amumu page. As you can see, I am running attack speed marks, greater seal of armor for the yellows. I'm running greater glyph of scaling magic resists, and I'm running quints of armor. So let me give you a breakdown of what we got here. Basically, these marks give us attack speed 15%, 25 armor, and then at level 18 we get an additional 24 MR. The other option for glyphs is just a straight MR. So let me see. Let's put that in there. And let's see what that'll give us. That'll probably only give us like 15 MR. So let's go ahead and put this in here. So it's 12 versus 24. So the thing with flat MR is that it's great early because you get that extra 15 MR or whatever it is. The thing about scalable MR is that in the late game it's going to be twice as effective. Now the reason why we want this is because this is for Amumu, this is for a jungler. We don't expect to be taking any magic damage early in the match. It is until we start initiating, and by that time we probably have bought an item that provided some kind of magic resist, whether it be Negatron or the Void Cloak or whatever the 400 gold cloak is. It's pretty clear that armor is best for yellows, I guess, arguably. And then for reds, I've gone with attack speed. I could have gone with strength or armor pen, but for me, I just feel like this is just better. No real reason. I guess there's just not really a lot of choices. And in the effort to save me some mastery page or rune page space, you know, I build Nautilus the same way. I've also chosen to go with quints of armor, which is not necessary. You could do move speed or whatnot, but quints. Armor quint sounds great, gives us an additional like 12 or so armor, 13 armor. So that's what I've done with runes. For masteries, let's just go not save. Let's check that real quick, make sure I have everything correct here. Yeah, MR. Okay, so for masteries, there are a couple of things you could do. What I've been playing and I've been pretty happy with lately is 0921. I get the bare minimum in defense. I got Smite, which grants 10 bonus gold on use. I am debating about whether or not this is even necessary at all, because I believe Smite is on what, like a 65-second cooldown. So this is only, 10 gold a minute, right? An extra 10 gold in a minute or so. Depending on what else you have in the tree, it might be better put somewhere else. I'm not sure. So, don't quote me on that. But so that's what I've got. I've got additional health at level 18 just because at this first rank, I don't think there's anything as good as durability. Tough skin, which is a necessity. And then blade armor. It's possible that you need durability to get to this extra 30 health. So it's possible that you don't even want the defense tree. Like I wouldn't be surprised if this tree is just not necessary. Like you look at things like plus armor, so this will give you what, like 6 points of armor. That's not that great. You've already got the quints and the runes to cover some of that. Like you're gonna be building armor items like Sunfire Cloak or anyway. So I don't know. It's nice, but I don't think this is as necessary as other things. The MR, on the other hand, might be a little more important, but even so, I think this flat amount of like 3 or 4 is just not enough. So that's why I've kind of like gone spare here. Instead, I've taken a cooldown on Flash, which I think that's very important. I've gone ahead and make sure I get the point in there. I got 3 of 3 in mana regen. Definitely Nautilus and Amumu, they need it, especially because they can't survive without blue. So this does stem that in a little way. I only put 2 points in here because I needed space for others. But this is just movement speed out of combat. It helps you get to the next, like if you roam a lot, that's a little helpful. Mastermind, reduce the cooldown of summoner spells by 10%. I'm hoping that that's just going to help me with my flash and my smite. Increase the duration of shrine and relic, of course. Vamp, spell vamp. And this one, awareness, I think is very important for a jungler, especially if this is helps you stay on par with levels with the top lane and mid lane, especially if you have failed ganks or whatnot, and even more so if you successfully gank, because it might not seem like a lot, but trust me, like you are going to be getting a lot of experience. And typically junglers, if they do poorly in the beginning, they kind of fall off. They're just so far behind in levels. With awareness, it turns out like you never really fall behind. I put 3 and 3 in the CDR, so we've got a bunch of CDR reduction here. We got the 10% on summoner spells, additional 6% here. It's very, very helpful. And then plus 3 movement speed, which is the whole point of getting 21 in the tree. I would kind of think that for some tanks, a lot of this is not necessary. Plus 30 health is nice. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure if this is worth the 9 points in defense. Like, this is definitely something I want, I would say. So let's try it. Let's just build one more. Let's build another. Let's just call this test page tank key, right? And let's make something up. So for sure I want that. For sure I want 3 in there. This one, I guess that's not really good. This 72 mana level 18, that's not good. This cooldown, this might be good depending on who you use, but for me, we're just gonna go 3 here. Need to add 1 more point up here in this front row. Go here, get the shrine for sure, 3 for sure, 4 for sure, 3 for sure. What is a pickpocket? This is not gonna be crazy for. No. And then, okay, so we need 2 more points in this tree to get to that. What are we putting it in? Okay, we'll put 1 more here. 1 more here. So that's a 21. Flash, not necessary. Tough skin, we definitely want. But let's look at what can we get here. We can get additional CDR. We can get... Okay, that doesn't look... We can get attack speed and CDR. So CDR seems cool. So I'm going to put 5 there. I'll put 2 here. Alright, so here's the thing. Like 4% or 3%. 3% might be good. And this thing seems like it's that important. So we'll go 4 in there. Oh, sorry. 3 in there and 1 in there. There's an additional 27 health that we're not going to get here by doing this. But this is something that we can test out. So we're going to test that. We'll see how that turns out this game. And we'll get back to that video.